Hello everybody, my name is Ben the Human and welcome to Hollywood Animal. This is a new series of an old series I did. For those of you who have been around before, you would have seen me play the demo of Hollywood Animal. This was like a month ago, I think I played through that, and I was absolutely hooked. It is a management simulation game where you play as the head of your own 1920s, 1930s movie studio set in Hollywood. The thing that's unique about it is the game does not gloss over the dark stuff in Hollywood at that time. There is a lot of racism, a lot of sexism, drugs, alcohol, worse things than that if you can imagine it. There's a lot of stuff that's quite heavy in this game, but it is very unique, and I think it is a very cool game, and I'm eager to see what it has in store now that it's out in early access. It came out today, so if you're intrigued by what you see here, you should go check it out. I don't know if the demo's still available or not, if they brought it. I know they took it away for a while. I don't know if they brought it back, but what I saw in the demo, I was hooked, so I'm all in on this game. Thank you to Weepy Studios as well for sending me a code to the game to check it out. I have to say that legally, I think. But here we go. 1929, the hedonism of the 20s gives way to the Great Depression. Timely. I'm sure the American economy will recover. I have to laugh about it, otherwise I'll cry. The advent of talkies heralds the golden age of Hollywood, and life gives way to cinema. That cat is gonna catch that bird. Film companies fiercely compete for market and influence, and the strong devour the weak. So the iguana has caught the fly. These rats are eating each other. This snake is gonna eat this mouse. There's a tarantula that's doing its own thing. Who's gonna eat the rabbit? Is there a hawk that's gonna swoop down from above? You purchase a bankrupt studio to build a new business on its ruins. Hollywood Animal. Nay. Someone in my Discord had a really good name for a film studio. I feel like Bentertainment Studios is pretty good. A wombat. I think I had a stag the last time. Yeah, the stag is pretty regal. The lion is pretty classic though. What is that, Lionsgate? The film studio? Was that a lemur? An ape? I think I like the stag the best still. Oop. There we go. And thus, Bentertainment Studios is born. We've got Fred Lawson, legal executive, Ann Rose, the public relations executive, and Johnny Payne. He's our financial executive. These are the people that work under me and keep the machine running behind the scenes. First film. So last time we did Messenger of Death as our first film. So I think we should do something new. Along with the studio grounds, you received the footage from an unfinished movie. Filming was completed, but it was never edited. You'll need to complete the picture. What is this movie? So Blind Love, romance comedy, modern American town, or we have Limpin' Luke, Action 50, Adventure 50, Wild West. I'm kind of into Limpin' Luke with the robot leg. Dude, look at that. Cowboy. Luke Ford lived in a dusty town in the Wild West. He was a kind man and had a good head on his shoulders. And he was a fine shooter. Luke dreamt of chasing outlaws and searching for treasure, just like his father, the legendary bounty hunter Logan Ford. But there was a problem. Luke was born with a bad leg and he couldn't sit long in the saddle. So Luke set aside his dreams of adventure to stand behind the counter at the grocery store, which he inherited from his late mother. Luke Ford is played by Joe Duvall. If the text or any other detail on the screen are too small, click the mouse wheel to zoom in. Oh, click. I was scrolling my mouse wheel and I'm like, it's not doing anything. All right, our protagonist is Cowboy. Makes sense. There was a time when Logan Ford was on everyone's lips, together with his partner Rufus Green. He hunted down dozens of robbers and murderers, even Rotten Sam, the most dangerous outlaw in the Wild West. But after the birth of his son, Luke, Logan suddenly disappeared. Of course my father abandoned me. Why would a hero ever bother with some cripple, Luke thought. I'm just a pathetic little joke. I'll never be as great as him. He's struggling with his self-worth. The theme is treasure hunt. But then one day, Luke received a mysterious letter. Son, I don't have long, but the time you read this, I'll already be dead. This map will lead you to a 1,000-year-old oak tree. I buried a chest filled with every bounty I collected in my life. Your father, Logan Ford. Luke's heart beat faster. Time to hit the road. But how do I get to the place on the map if I can't even ride for 5 minutes? The boy was scared. He needed help. The theme is a treasure hunt, of course. The supporting characters are a mentor, someone who helps the protagonist find their path in life. Dude, this guy has to be played by Jeff Bridges. And who better to turn to than Rufus Green, Logan's former partner? You look just like your father when he was your age, croaked Rufus when Luke appeared at his door. I retired a long time ago, but I haven't drunk away all my sense yet. Of course I'll help you. Rufus developed a miraculous training program, and within the week, Luke was a changed man. So confident in the saddle, he felt like he'd been on a horse his entire life. What is this training thing? He's being, there's like punching bags being fired at him. It's crazy. Rufus Green was played by Charlie Graham. Good job, Charlie. Well done. I'm sure you lent yourself to that role spectacularly. Oh, the antagonist, the bandit. His father was already dead when Luke set off. His old enemy, Rotten Sam, had finally managed to track Logan down and set an ambush with his gang of henchmen. Wounded in the gut, Logan hid in a small hotel on the outskirts of town. The day of his death, he drew a map and dictated the letter for his son to the innkeeper. Rotten Sam tracked Logan to his final refuge and tortured the innkeeper for the location of the 1,000-year-old oak. Oh no, Edward Peterson played Rotten Sam. A shootout! Oh! He shot that guy right in the head. When Luke found the oak, Rotten Sam and his henchmen were already lifting Logan's chest from the hole. The air shook with the sound of gunshots. Luke fired so accurately and held so tight to the saddle, the bandits didn't stand a chance. Only Rotten Sam himself was able to escape. When the smoke cleared, Luke saw the outlaw galloping for the horizon, carrying the gold from the chest. Dude, sequel time? We've got to hunt down Rotten Sam? Luke turned to the open chest and found a battered little book bound in leather. His father's diary. Luke read an entry 20 years ago. Rotten Sam has escaped from prison, and he'll surely seek revenge. My family is in danger. For their sake, I must disappear. I hope one day they can forgive me. The finale. Protagonist overcomes self-doubt. That was the treasure all along. Luke's tears fell onto the pages of the diary. Father just wanted to protect me. He never thought of me as a limp-footed nobody. Luke finally believed in himself and resolved to become the bravest cowboy in the Wild West, in the memory of his father. Amazing. 7.9? This shows the movie's commercial appeal. The higher it is, the more easily a film will succeed with the general audience. 7.8 shows the movie's artistic appeal. The higher it is, the more recognition it can expect from its sophisticated audience. So I'm pretty sure you always get the same score regardless of the movie that you chose, because I believe this was the same score that we had with the Messenger of Death. A film's commercial and artistic appeal may change after each stage of development. The film Limpin' Luke received these ratings after work on the script was completed. The screenwriter, Joe Hughes, prefers to resolve conflicts through fighting and shootouts rather than dialogue. Yeah, well done, Joe. Drawing on his experience and talent, the writer breathed excitement and spectacle into the simple story of a vulnerable boy rising to become a fearless Western hero. The story's elements came together to form a coherent whole. Good job, Joe. Oh, it goes up. 8.2, 8.3. Oh, Joe Duvall is dead. Commanding presence. Too bad. He's only 27, too. Edward Peterson, 47. And Charlie Graham, 45. Our rising star has passed away. After pre-production, the film's ratings rose even higher. Casting famous actors is the surest way to boost commercial and artistic appeal. But other factors also influenced the ratings, including quality scenery and modern equipment. Up in the art direction, but down in the general appeal. After the production phase, the film's commercial appeal declined. The lead actor became seriously ill and couldn't ride a horse or perform his own stunts. However, the film's artistic appeal grew. Joe Duvall tried to make up for the film's lack of spectacle with subtle acting. Meanwhile, a plague of pre-production problems lengthened the schedule. Unfortunately, the actor passed away after finishing work on the film. That would kind of lean into the character... Oh, no chance at a sequel then, because Luke's actor has died. And we ain't got CGI to make him into a hologram or whatever. This is how much money the studio has spent on the picture. This isn't the final budget, as work on the film is not yet complete. This is how the creators of Limp and Luke imagine their potential audience. When you start shooting your own pictures, you'll identify your own audiences. Limp and Luke is a shootout, a story of revenge, but also a touching story about the relationship between father and son. It is a dynamic storytelling, and spectacular scenes will interest men of all ages. Look at that guy. He's like finger guns and all the way. All right, here's our studio. Looking pretty snazzy with all them palm trees. Time to send the footage to post-production to complete the film. We will do that. All right, ladies and gents, let's do it. Assign employees to handle editing and scoring. At present, the studio's personnel are not the most qualified, but over time their skills will grow. Emma? I remember Emma from my previous playthrough. She was like the ace in the hole. She worked on like every good movie I had. And then we have Lewis Murphy, who's a racist. And then Lee Woods, who is not a racist. But Lewis Murphy is the better of the two, but not by much, really. I'm gonna throw Lee in there. Give the non-racist a chance to shine and also gain experience. We also need to decide who will develop the film. Record the music and sound effects. Outside contractors are always ready to help with this. So until we've developed our own internal film and music recording and sound recording, we have to outsource it. So what I like to do is, if a movie is garbage and I'm just like putting it out there to make a little bit of money and not waste my time, I will definitely kind of skimp on this side of things. But when a movie has a lot of potential, I think you can really hamstring yourself by not going for the highest tier available. I think you should always do that if your movie has potential. Start post-production. You planned out post-production, but until you assign a department head, you won't be able to get things moving. To hire new employees, click here. Add HR. Who do we got? We got Carlos Garcia. 4 years of seniority. What does this mean? Speeds up upgrades by 2% at no cost. Oh. Okay, so you're 4% versus 2%, but you're over twice as expensive. Holy hell, Anne! Oh, but you're spread out over 5 years, I see. Although that's every 4 months, right? Is that how the contract works? Yeah! And why do you cost so much? I suppose it's because you're very happy and loyal. Honestly, I'm totally cool with like cheaping out on this. Let's put Joseph Carter in charge. Hire missing department heads. Okay, so we will go hire a head of post-production. Edwin Hall, Fred Casey, Tommy Major. 866, 285. You work for peanuts. You don't have any bonuses because you're only level 1. Can use influence to speed up upgrades. Honestly, I'm kind of down with utilizing influence to speed up upgrades because I barely ever touched my influence in my playthrough of the demo. He's not happy. But I'm like cool with saving money. At least for now, until maybe we get our feet under us. Post-production has begun. You can see how far along the project is and how quickly it is progressing. Fear not, we will unpause once I have hired all the other departments. We have Victor Lambert, $608. Timothy Nierenberger, much more expensive. Stanley Eichen, even more expensive. You guys are both level 1s. Why are you so expensive? Like, you're happier, but not much more loyal. It's crazy. I'm going with Victor. I'm cheaping out like wholesale here. All right, and then head of maintenance department. So we got to keep our buildings in order. Honestly, he can use money to increase upgrades. None of them can use influence. I see no downside to hiring the cheap guy. Maybe he's a curmudgeon and he's gonna like skim some money off the top, perhaps. Build a script department. It's time to start working on a new movie. First, build a department for developing scripts. Can do. Where do we want to put this thing? I feel like the scripts should be relatively close to the front office. Over here. You can like overlap a little bit, but not too much. I don't know what the rules are. But I think like here is good. So the developer can, they decide what the initial condition of your building is. The only thing I've figured out so far is like the more you put in up front, it costs more later to fix the building up when it lowers condition. But I haven't seen any impact that lowered condition actually impacts your movies or anything, or your people. Maybe they get cranky later if they're like, the building's falling apart, please fix it. But I usually like to go with this middle option. Not too expensive, but not too cheap. All right, so let's go ahead and fast forward here. You can speed up or slow down the passage of time. Imagine that. We have $6 million. We're going to be spending a decent chunk of that. Actually, before I go too far ahead in time. Oh, you're not going to let me research? All right. They haven't walked me through the tutorial enough yet for me to research. Hephaestus has concluded its distribution of Why Don't You Recognize Me? That is an amazing title for a movie. Why don't you recognize me? Could be a horror movie? What is happening with Johnny Payne? I got divorced a couple of years ago and I figured I was out of chances until I met Gilda. We spend all our time together. We can't get enough of each other. It's always like that at the beginning, but we've been together for a year now. We're like a drug to each other. I feel guilty even mentioning it, but when Gilda visits me at work, I absolutely cannot concentrate. She enraptures me. Yesterday, I nearly made a mistake in the paperwork that could have cost the studio a lot of money. Please do me a favor. Help me fight this addiction. Let's introduce some kind of access control so Gilda can't just walk into my office. Yeah, my heart will be broken just like any drug addict, but I'd hate to hurt your business and ruin my career. This is the weirdest, like, conundrum to be in, is that he's like, I have this girlfriend I'm nuts about. Please keep her away from me. So if we control access, he will be more loyal, but less happy. But he's already, like, more loyal than happy. I feel like we should invert it. Like, make him 44% loyal and then 49% happy. Enjoy it while you can, you goober. Good grief. Gotta hold your hand through your personal life? That's a scripted event. It happens no matter who you hire. $36,000 spent. No! The numbers go down. It's because we don't have good enough people. Your commercial and artistics ratings dropped a bit. Don't be upset. You did everything you could. Your studio still has low-level employees and tech. See? Don't panic. Myself. Everybody gained some experience for this. Ooh, Lee Woods almost hit level 3. Select a poster. This is one of my favorite things in the game. Ooh, what's a good poster? I like this one because it includes the tree that the treasure is under. It includes the map. Is our boy Luke here? I don't know what the crow's about, but it's still pretty cool. I think I like that one the best. Heading to distribution. The release calendar displays all the films being shown across America for the foreseeable future. All right, so Limpin' Luke's gonna overlap a little bit with Feelings, or whatever that was called. The studio's previous owners already chose a release date for this film. You'll choose the release date of the next film yourself. Feelings in a Bottle. You don't just own a studio, but a whole network of 91 cinemas. You can run your own films in your cinemas for free, but that's not going to be enough to reach a wide audience. You'll have to rent other theaters if you want solid box office receipts. So this is something that I found myself falling into a trap earlier on in my series, or in my playthrough of the demo. So we own the top line of theaters. You can show your films up to a maximum of 3,185 times for free. If you have a bad movie, or not even a bad movie, but like a middling movie that's not going to do great, you should not invest in distributing your film to other theaters. I cannot stress that enough. I spent a lot of money early on putting like 3- and 4-star movies out and spending a lot of money distributing it and not making any of that money back. Whereas if you have like a middling movie, just play it in your own theaters and you will make solid money on it. It won't like break the bank, but it'll be better than losing money. That's like my biggest tip to you. You can run your films in your cinemas for free, but that's not going to be enough to reach a wide audience. You'll have to rent other theaters if you want box office receipts. Good. The owners already arranged and paid the film's rental costs. The first week, it's scheduled to be shown in 7,185 times. Some of these screenings will take place in your cinemas, leaving 4,000 screenings across other cinemas. Next time, you'll have to plan for this and pay the rental costs yourself. Aye, aye. They're scheduled out for 4 weeks from release. Once they expire, you can extend your rentals if you think you can still make a profit. We'll cover that when that comes. They'll start printing the film tomorrow and be finished and ready for distribution in 5 weeks. Distribution goes all out at once when they finish printing. Printing speeds and costs vary by contractor. The studio's previous owners already paid. So we will use Irvine Film Factory. They'll take the 6 weeks. Typically, a film begins promotions a few weeks before the premiere, so the advertising has time to gain momentum. The studio's previous owners already arranged the advertising campaign, but in the future, you'll decide everything yourself. So this is something I think I did pretty poorly in my demo playthrough, is I always chose to like start advertising like the week before. Clearly, based on the window they have shown us here, we need to be advertising way more earlier than I had been. The film is being promoted by an advertising agency. It's time to tell them the audience they should target. They already paid the agency for promotion of 3 films. After that, you'll have to arrange advertising yourself. Okay, so we would like to promote it for boys and men, because that's what it sounded like it was aimed at. Because they like action, and it's a dad-son movie. And we're starting this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ahead of time, and then running it through the film and beyond. Look at that. That's a crazy advertising campaign. Audiences will soon be watching your first film. Good luck. Thanks, guys. Victor Lambert is checking in, the head of distribution. You ask me, Limpin' Luke is a surefire hit, a farewell film by a young star. The story has soul, but it will all go to waste unless it's released at the right moment. The studio's former owners were mindful about these things. They scheduled the production carefully and chose a good window for releasing the film right when the public would be hungry. There was practically no competition, but when the old studio closed its doors, those parasites from Margins Pictures decided Limpin' Luke would never see the light of day. I don't know who was pulling their strings, but they convinced all the theater owners to give them our slots. The film Margins are releasing instead didn't even have a title yet. But you know what kind of slop they served the audience? Probably something like Yesterday's Fart or Wet Armpits. Truth is on our side. We have all the documents, but a court battle would be long and pointless. We'll miss the moment and no compensation will cover that. Instead, I suggest we use all our connections and all our influence and remind the theater owners that our agreements have to be honored. I think we should use our influence for the betterment, because we need to make the money back. You can spend influence points to advance your interests and solve problems in various and often unconventional ways. We will do that. Or maybe we gained influence points by doing that. Sick. We got any new buildings? Nah. Not yet. Mark Russell is checking in. Construction of the script department is going according to plan so far, but there's a small snag. According to the architect's vision, a large red leaf maple should be in the central decorative element. The contractors found a suitable tree in a reserve on the border between Ontario and Minnesota. Minnesota, my home state. Anyway, already agreed on a price and transportation, but the inspector who issues the permit is playing coy. He says he can't say how long the paperwork will take. Maybe a week, maybe a month, or 2. You know as well as I do, sometimes you need to grease the gears. 200 cash and the tree will be on the road but to California tonight. I don't want all our plans disrupted because of some petty bureaucrat. What do you think? Yeah, let's hope he chokes on the table scraps. We can send him $200. The greedy little fart. When an issue needs to be resolved quickly and discreetly, the funds in the studio's bank accounts can be useless. When the situation gets tricky, cash is king. That's what this is for. So that's typically used for like bribes and things. That's the least seedy thing we will come across. Construction complete. We have Joseph Wood, Billy Murphy, and Richard Singer. What are you guys good at? Oh, these are the department heads. I thought I was looking at my scriptwriters. I like that you guys can use influence to speed things up. I think I'm going to go with Joseph Wood because he's the most loyal and the happiest, and he happens to be the cheapest salary. And I prefer the 10 and 10 versus the 20 and 0. So let's go with Joseph Wood. Welcome aboard, Joe. Choose your favorite genres. This is what your writing team will specialize in. I think I would like to get kind of like a broad perspective. I think I'm going like let's do like action, drama, comedy. That's kind of like the big 3. I think that's a good series. We got Bernard Larson, Felix Hill, and Walter West. Walter is a youngin'. What happened to the guy who wrote the other movie? He was a genius. To begin work on a new script, select the script department. Aye, aye. All right, what are your... They can work on several ideas for the new script. I wanted to see what your traits were. All right, we'll get around to that in a second, I guess. Choose any idea you like, and a screenwriter will develop it into a full screenplay. What is this idea? A comedy on a tropical island featuring a medieval knight? This is like something you throw out in the writer's room and you immediately get slapped. Like, go back to the drawing board, you idiot. All right, Bernard Larson is a racist. Felix Hill is a gambler. And then Walter West is lazy. All right, let's start with Felix Hill. He's the best of our writers anyway. And we're going to try the action movie in a modern American city starring a cop. It could be Beverly Hills Cop. It could be Rush Hour. It could be Die Hard. There's many cop movies in a big American city. Could be Enemy of the State. I think he's an FBI agent in that movie. It's been like 2 decades since I've seen it. Continuing to develop your film studio is key to your success. Pick an upgrade for the department. We're gonna learn about research. No matter who is working on your script department, no one knows better than you what your film needs to be successful. With this upgrade, you can write your own stories. Cool. So we will upgrade our workshop. I would like to spend a little influence to make it go faster. I could spend 40 influence to get it done a day ahead of time. That seems like a bad idea. Let's just let it ride. It'll matter more when we get into some of these other things that take like a lot longer. It kind of looks like they've decreased the amount of time it takes to research things. That was one of the things in the demo, is like you would be researching something for like 4 years. I kid you not. Come to human resources. I can talk. Let's get services rolling. Offer your employees gifts and services and entertainment. We will go to the finance department. We will have them work on loans. So I mistakenly thought that this was asking for a $500,000 loan. What it actually does is, here you go, the 920-day lead time for research. What it actually does is it allows you the opportunity to take a $500,000 loan out. So you should immediately start this research right away and not be a fool and think like me, you are not actually needing to take out a loan. Let's go to mid-level legal protection. Get that rolling. And then the PR department, we could do charity or double reputation off of profitable films. I like the idea of getting better reputation when we do better at our job. So let's do that one. Okay, and now we have research rolling in all of the major departments and headquarters. Let's go to maintenance. What do you got? We got medium landscaping, power plant, provide your own electricity to the studio, water tower, own water source, and repair crew. You will be able to repair buildings. Takes 1,000 days. Holy cow. 400, 2,000. All right. We're going medium landscaping because it's not going to take me decades to finish. That's crazy. And then we got distribution department. I would like to get marketing going immediately because we only have free marketing for 3 films. So we need to be able to get our own marketing department up and running soon. I'm going to spend my influence to speed this up. It's only going to knock 2 days off. Or like 6 days off. That's nothing. This is a year. 6 days is nothing. I need to knock off like 30 days. I guess that would cost me 200 influence. All right, hold on to the influence. We might be able to use it for something else. I feel like 6 days is not worth it. All right, what do you got for me? Film lab, professional post-production facilities, sound studio, concert hall, on-call focus groups. That's funny. Oh, it's it's not available yet. That will come out. It is in early access, so things are bound to change. So don't be surprised if things aren't exactly as you see them now. I think, yeah, let's go for sound studio. I like the idea of getting the things we can unlock the earliest sooner, because I feel like they'll roll into, you know, just better films earlier. The quicker you can get stuff out there, better. Build a production department and a pre-production department. All right, we got to build some more buildings here. So production, what do you do? What does this do? Is that for filming? I think so. Pre-production is like, yeah, choosing who you hire to play things, and then sets and tech. Okay. Is there a reason I can't build this way out here? Oh. Willis Brothers, old reliable. And then I would like a production department as well. Right here in the middle. That seems to fit nicely amongst everything else. Once again, Willis Brothers. There we go. Is there anything else I can build? Oh! Producers' offices, engineering. Revolutionize your filmmaking technologies. And security. Protect your secrets and employees. Recruit new producers. You do run into needing more producers early on. Why don't we get all of these? We have a lot of money to play with right now, so let's get all of these guys rolling right now. So we've got Security, or no, that's engineering, sorry. And then security here. Not a super big building, but it can't quite fit in there. Why don't we set security? You don't have to be like close to anybody. You're like the Secret Service. You're like way the hell out here. Watch the biggest road in the world. Here it comes. I don't know why that's so funny to me. And now, producer's office. You should be closer to the front here. Can I fit you in? Ah, I'm devastated that I can't like stick you right there in the corner. Can I rotate you? Nope. It is what it is. All right, well, you go up here then, I guess. All right, we've got all of our buildings underway all at the same time. Looks like the first one to be done will be pre-production. So Death Delivery Service. I remember Death Delivery Service being a film that they wrote for me before. I should have you guys doing something too. Because you're not doing anything right now. Because Felix is doing the writing. Can I get you guys to do... Can I get rid of this garbage? I mean, we might as well have Walter work on this. It is a terrible idea for a movie. But we need to keep him busy. I don't need to hire a new writer. I need you guys to write a new script for me. You guys can't do anything on your own yet? Maybe they'll teach me about that in a second. Limpin' Luke, add a tagline. Here's Limpin' at you, kid. Release the film. I'm not, the taglines are not my strong suit. A+. Oh! KinoMark rating system measures the audience reviews on the day of the premiere. If you're sure you released a quality film but people aren't appreciating it, you may have lured the wrong audience to the theaters. Janet Foley, Southern Night. You might find it difficult to sit through this brutal and chilling film, but Joe Duvall's triumphant role rewards the effort. His death is a tragedy to every woman. Of course. Movie that will keep you in suspense, fascinating farewell from a real actor's actor, an exciting detective story. That's not a detective story. He's a cowboy. Tragic fate of the film star. Could it be a coincidence? Did you watch the same film, you bozo? Spent $26,000 printing films. All of this is free because they already paid for it. But it wouldn't normally be free. All right, go. Continue. There. Now it's rolling. Roy Spencer. I borrowed a little money from people. They seemed like good guys. They had honest eyes, and I'm a great judge of people. But now some annoying jerk is following me around everywhere, demanding I pay off the debt. I'd return the whole amount today, but I needed a little time to recoup. You know what they say. You might be strong, but the cards are always stronger. That's all nonsense, by the way. I'll show the cards who's boss. So can you let me go for a couple months while I sort this out? I guess. So that's why you need another producer on the on the scene. And that's the other reason you want to have production heads involved, is because each of them generates influence points per month, I believe. Pre-production is ready to rock and roll. Who should we put in charge? Philip Yamamoto? He is expensive. Holy cow, Philip. And you're a level 1. Alma Erickson or Maud McDonald? 10, 10, 10, 0. Both of you are much cheaper than Philip Yamamoto. I'm leaning towards Maud because she's so happy. I can kind of lean. I think I can lean on that and make her more loyal if the opportunity presents itself, without jeopardizing things too much. These actors remained at the studio after it changed ownership. What are their names? Well, we have Jane Fisher, Sarah Freed, and Russell Simmons. I don't feel like changing their names. They also remained here. We have Gabriel Rutkowski, Peter Harris, and David Gutman. And these people. Oh, these are directors. Anthony Campbell and Lewis Matthews. Great news. We don't have any, don't have any tech yet. What should we work on in pre-production? Do we want sets and props? The scouting office? Normal quality locations. Casting office where you can hire new actors and cinematographers. That seems pretty critical. Let's go with that one. Being able to hire new people seems very important. 4 dads. How does that play out, man? Lydia Globe. The legendary Lydia Globe is back in the saddle. Nearly. Yeah, honey, I know you expect me to start a new film right away, but getting used to talking is taking longer than I expected. You have to understand, a bird that's used to flying in the clouds can't just dive down to the bottom of the ocean without a little preparation first. I'm doing speech exercises with masters of the stage, stretching out my vocal cords, drinking egg cocktails. Ew. Getting that velvety voice in the morning. You can already notice a difference. That's right, honey. So please, I'm begging you. I really mean begging you that give me 3 more months to get ready for my first talking role. Well, we don't have any movies ready to go. So, like, I'm totally fine with her taking a bit of time. We still have 2 months to go on Shards of the Sword and Death Delivery Service. Shards of the Sword. Can you believe this? Limpin' Luke is making so much money! I'm sorry, I got so excited. I looked away and then I looked back. Holy cow. $700,000 in 3 weeks? Production is done? Who should be in charge of production? Marvin Ford is the happiest man alive. For 5 years, too, he'd stick around as well. I guess the benefit of having a longer contract is if they gain experience at a lower salary, they might try to leverage that into an even higher salary after 3 years instead of sticking around for 5. Although this guy has the chance to use 20% influence points, which is pretty sick. I think I'm going to grab Stephen Hartman. I was leaning towards the other guy, but Stephen Hartman won me over with his wily influence ways. All right, what could we do for production here? Double XP for actors, directors, and cinematographers, but that would take 5 years. Line production, which gives you control over the film schedule. Production support. Soundstage level 2. What would be more useful, a better soundstage or a line production office? I got soundstage level 2 in the demo playthrough. Let's try the line production office, see what that does. It'll take a year. But a year will fly by in this game before you know it. Lydia Globe is coming back out of retirement, or what I actually heard was that she never retired at all. She just went off to work on her voice so she can steal even more roles from us. It's too much to hope for. That greedy bee did finally retire. There's got to be an ounce of justice in this business. I'll take it into consideration, Jane. She's conceited, though. Jane, you need to chill. We're all in this together. Time slowed down. Oh man, Lupin Luke is making a killing. A killing, I say. The first 4 weeks were successful. The film is still making a lot more money at the box office than we're paying in rental fees. We'll make a lot more if we extend our original distribution plan. Click extend distribution to keep playing the movie for another 4 weeks. Yeah. We will do that. Making bank, Limpin' Luke. Wow. Producer's office. Who should be in charge? You're all level 2. Kind of leaning towards Calvin Fisher here. Let's make it happen. And then research, please. Oh. To the upgrades. Oh, we already finished the script department. Fantastic. Develop new story ideas. Honestly, I think this is one of the most critical things to get early on. Otherwise, you're stuck with like the same 3 films over and over and over again, and that blows. The idea of running sequels back like immediately is very funny. Freelance writer's office. Let's just run the new story ideas. All right, don't interrupt me again. I was trying to get research in the producer's office. 2 projects per producer sounds very helpful, but it's going to take 5 years, so I'm not going to count on that anytime soon. But we better start it sooner rather than later. Oops. I didn't want to look at a pie chart, but I did. Ah, more influence coming on in. Man, Limpin' Luke is a great success. It's going to make $2 million. We're swimming in money. Construction complete on the security department. I think this guy is the most loyal security man ever. And he's the cheapest. I'm cool with... I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, Clifford. You're hired. And then we would like to Operations Center, where you can organize kidnappings, murderers, and the like. Protection against surveillance and espionage. Security services. Bodyguard. Oh, bodyguard is 30 days. All right, bodyguard it is. Easy peasy. We'll make another decision in 30 days. And then you will be done in 4 days. And then Limpin' Luke should be done right now. All right, so the attendance has continued to dwindle, but we've made a good amount of money back. I don't think we want to extend it any further after making $2.5 million. So let's end distribution. It was a rousing success. We got 15 influence from it. Send it to the archive. Call it a day. And we can finish construction on engineering. Put Sidney Duncan is he's the most unhappy man on earth. So let's go with Elkin McDonald. Get the research going. Technology invention? Invent your own film tech? Or research group 2? Holy cow! All right, technology invention it is. And then I would like to be working on upgrading something. Should it be sound or image? What goes faster? Upgrades? If we upgrade everything, that would take 900 days to do. So what if we look at the sound? I imagine, well, there's only 2 things to upgrade for the sound. So it would actually be, third is fast. Practicality, economy. You can get access to better things later. Why don't we just do the film? And then just like let it ride for 3 years. Because that's how long it's going to take to develop a better camera. All right, cool. Well, I think that's a good place to pause the first episode. It gives you a taste for how the game works. And we got our first film successfully off the ground while we're writing some other ones in the background. So if you guys enjoyed the episode, please click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Hollywood Animal, we're going to be continuing to play this on the channel. So definitely stick around for that. Do subscribe to the channel. That also helps me out a lot. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.